a Chinese man brought 94 metal-built Gundam action figures into China. All of the toys were confiscated. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with some additional spicy figure news fix involving another incident in China. It has to be China whenever the hobby of collecting figures is involved in some unsavory incident, right? For some reason, it is always China. This is not related to Bishoujo pretty girl anime figures, but it still involves the hobby of collecting figures in general, so I might as well cover it. I find it interesting and I would love to discuss it with you guys, and hoping for you guys to chip in and give me your opinion on this incident over here. This took place roughly a week ago on a Monday or Tuesday, where I was pretty busy covering Wonder Festival, and I was hoping to get this video out on Friday, but my schedule would not allow me to, so I published a video that has been queuing in place for a while, which was a review of Mieto's Alicia from Honkai Impacted. So here we are, 1 week later with this news. We are looking at this incident where a Chinese man brought 94 metal-built Gundam action figures into China, and what happened eventually? All of the toys were confiscated. I suppose that none of you will feel any sympathy for this man, because eventually every scalper out there needs to taste a little bit of karma, right? This is just one person. We need all of them to face the same karma eventually. This is a news site from Hong Kong, and yeah, the site is behaving weird as you can see. One huge white bar on top, but anyways, the title is a bit misleading because not all 94 items confiscated were metal-built Gundams. Some of them are metal robot spirits, like robot spirits, I think, which is a smaller scale of metal build. Metal build is 1/100 scale. Metal robot spirits is 1/144 scale, if I'm not mistaken. So this picture over here, I will show more later on. These figures are hot sellers in Japan, Hong Kong, and mainland China. Limited editions, especially during special sale events or lotteries. Prices will skyrocket. Many Chinese tourists make the trek to Hong Kong toy stores to buy these figures and resell them for a profit. However, buying in large quantities could violate Chinese customs regulations, leading to disappointment. Right, so I will read the news first. On October 5, 2025, which is very recent, last week, a message circulated online on the official Chinese Customs Weibo account, Ningbo Airport. Customs intercepted a passenger in the Green Channel and their luggage showed an abnormal image on the scanner. Upon unpacking and inspection, they discovered a full lot of 94 bandai figures. Images show popular toys such as Metal Build, Metal Robot Soul, and SHF True Bone Sculptures. Not sure if that is an accurate translation from Chinese. The individual admitted to intending to sell the items in mainland China. Customs has temporarily detained the goods pending valuation and tax determination. In case you are unaware, over in mainland China, going overseas and bringing back a huge amount of merchandise with the intention of reselling it for profit. The very act of scalping is actually illegal by law. And I'm not sure how they are enforcing this, like what is the logic behind it, but it is somewhere along the lines of conducting business without proper permit or something like that, which would require you to submit a bunch of paperwork and paying a lot of taxes for it. So I suppose that you can interpret this as an offense under tax evasion, because according to the news over here, the man went through the Green Channel at the customs department at the airport. The Green Channel is where you walk through. It is like a shortcut for people who do not have anything to declare in their luggage. So if you go through there and you have something that you're hiding in your luggage, indirectly you are already breaking the law. That is how it works in China. So getting back to this article over here, Of the 94 toys, the most valuable is likely the Metal Robot Spirit Destiny Gundam Spec 2, approximately 1700 Hong Kong dollars. With the bone-carved Kamen Rider Hibiki in the picture is simply a less valuable older model. Experienced netizens speculate that since the over 90 products in the picture all came out in different years, the owner likely shopped around in Hong Kong, hoping to resell them in China for profit. From the perspective of toy lovers, bringing a small number of items back to China for personal use or as gift is usually treated as personal use, and only a small amount of personal tax, which is import tax, levied on items carried or sent by mail into the country by individuals, needs to be paid. However, bringing more than 90 items at a time has reached a commercial sale and should be handled as imported goods with customs duties and import value-added taxes paid. I'm actually kind of impressed that the guy managed to stuff so many boxed items into a luggage, put it into a checked-in baggage on a plane, and all of them turns out fine without any box damage. Is this hand-carry luggage or checked-in baggage? Because given the sheer amount of stuff in this picture over here, I think it is very unlikely for this to be hand-carry baggage. If anything, these pictures over here tells me that the airport staff over there in China are more civilized than in the ones in my country, because I once put one single figure box into my luggage for a domestic flight. 1 hour later, the box of that figure was completely smashed. Even though I ensured plenty of protection, the figure was fine, but the box was terribly damaged. Here we have over 90 boxes, most if not all of them are in great condition. I can't help but feel impressed over here. And this is not a maglev train, not an electric train from Hong Kong to China. This incident happened at the Ningbo airport, so it has to be by flight. So to get all of this in and not taking any damage, I have to say I'm pretty impressed. That metal suitcase over there, is that plastic or metal? I can't tell. Yeah, there is some protection, but still, for the items to appear barely damaged, wow. Okay, so getting back to the article over here, netizens were abuzz with discussion, with some mocking the victim. Did they eat the honest red bean paste bun? Yeah, basically a metaphor in Chinese language. I don't think you guys would understand. Why didn't they claim they were using it for themselves? However, one netizen who resells toys explained, if you have reached a certain quantity and some styles are duplicated, still claiming it to be for yourself could have more serious consequences. If customs officers ask if you are using it for yourself, please open the packaging and provide proof. The price of the product after opening will be significantly discounted. How should you respond? Even if you declare it as resale, in addition to paying back taxes, customs officers will still need to inspect each product to see if it complies with national toy safety standards. Therefore, many experienced netizens predict that the victim may not be able to retrieve the goods or may face confiscation. If the amount of tax evasion reaches the criminal threshold, they may be charged with smuggling ordinary goods and articles. They also remind small-time speculators who intend to resell small amounts for profit, use formal customs declaration channels for sales, retain purchase receipts, and proactively declare when unsure to avoid losing out on more than they earn. So there we go. You can claim that it is for personal consumption, but if you buy multiple copies of the same item, then the suspicion just goes way up. Same thing in my country, right? And I think this article made it pretty clear. Like I said earlier, this is most likely about tax evasion and a slice of karma for figure resellers in general. I'm kind of glad that in our hobby of collecting pretty female figures, Bishoujo anime figures, we don't exactly have this problem, unlike Bandai Gundam stuff. Bandai Premium, right? P Bandai. Metal Bill is a popular scalper item as well. And what else? Yeah, the Labubus. That is one perfect example as well. There are so many different kinds of collectibles, action figures and toys out there, figures, that are being scalped by people. But fortunately, anime figures are not one of those, and I hope that it may never happen ever. In fact, figure companies, they keep re-releasing stuff, or those figures, they bin itself. You don't even need to wait for a re-release. They bargain bin because they made too many. So probably you'll never see popular anime figures ever getting scalped like this. It devalues the hobby quite a bit. I've seen complaints from people who really hate re-releases. From their point of view, it devalues their collection. Sometimes I just had to ask the figure collectors who care so much about the aftermarket value of their figures, how much they are worth 2 or 3 years later, and how much they can profit from it. Is profit and money the only reason why you're getting into the hobby in the first place? Do you really love the hobby? I'm not so sure, right? And this may seem like a weird statement coming from someone, me, who converted a hobby into some kind of a business. I don't know if a YouTube channel that is monetized can be called a business. I think it is. But at the same time, the difference over here is that we are not making money at the expense of other people. What scalpers do is that they buy up 10 of the same figures, and then as a result, other people who want the same item at a normal price couldn't get them unless they pay the scalper twice or thrice the price. But for us content creators who were originally hobbyists in the first place, we are just normal collectors. We are not buying up stuff and marking up prices so that other people couldn't afford it. We are not doing that, right? We are not doing things at the expense of other people. And I think this phrase is so important because you can compare it to real estate investment. Somehow society has decided that buying and reselling concert tickets or toys is called scalping, but buying and reselling a property, an apartment, a condominium is called investment. They are exactly the same thing. The only difference is the risk and reward, right? You buy a concert ticket and instantly profit from it. That is low risk, low reward. The concert ticket is maybe $200. You made $100 from it. Meanwhile, a property, a house, you buy it for 500K, you sell it for 1 million 10 years later. So longer wait, higher risk, higher reward. But in the end, they are the same thing. You are profiting at the expense of someone. And for the case of a house, you are buying up the cheap houses, and then the poorer people are unable to afford the more expensive houses because you made the prices go up. So back to this scalping thing over here from China. I would love to hear your thoughts on this and your thoughts on reselling stuff in general, not just figures. Concert tickets, houses, anything. And I feel like I've brought up this topic before in the past, like a couple of years ago. But this is the perfect time to refresh the topic, I suppose, thanks to this incident over here where a scalper finally got his karma. So until then, I hope that you found this video entertaining, I suppose, or enlightening. And if it is, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. And most importantly, please do drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.